Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, this week you will move to chapter 8. Okay, you will cover in chapter 8, which is promotional planning for competitive advantage. Okay, so in this chapter, as we follow the syllabus, this is the outcomes that you will cover in the chapter, which is stated in your syllabus. Okay, you will talk about the role of promotions in the marketing mix, yeah, the communication process, the goal of promotions, the elements of promotional mix, the discuss about the IDA concept, and also their relationship between promotional mix, and also the factors that will affect the promotional mix. Okay, so LO6 is not covered in your syllabus. Okay, so I start with the first slide. Okay, the role of promotions in the marketing mix. Okay, so what is the role of promotions? Okay, promotion is the communications, okay, by the marketers, that how they inform their product or services to their customers, to the target market, okay, how they persuade people to buy their products or service, okay, and how to remind the potential buyer or routine buyer, okay, who always repeating buying the product. So you just want to remind them that the product still is in the current market, okay, which is available in the market. So promotion is the communication by the marketers that to inform, to persuade, and also to remind the potential buyer of the product in order to influence an opinion or elicit response. Okay, so promotional strategy. Promotional strategy is what? Is a planned, okay, is a plan for the optimal use of the elements of promotional, okay, like elements of advertising, public relations, personal selling, and sales promotions. Okay, these four elements is we call as promotional mix. Okay, advertising, public relations, sales promotions, and personal sellings. Okay, in strategy promotion, in order you want to achieve the competitive advantage, so you have to use all the elements, the four elements: advertising, public relations, sales promotion, and personal selling, in order to in order to achieve your target sales. Okay, so how you nak inform, how you nak persuade, how you want to remind your customers, your buyer, the potential buyer, is through four elements of the promotional mix. Okay, so competitive advantage is what? Competitive advantage is a one or more unique aspect of the organization that cause consumer to patronize that firm rather than competitors. Basically, competitive advantage is where that your product or your service, which is different, something unique, that your target market, I mean like your potential buyer will choose you rather than they choose and buy your competitor products or services. Okay, that's it called as, that's why I say unique aspect, which is your competitor don't have but you have. Okay, so in order nak reach into this competitive advantage, so you have to apply all the promotional strategy, the promotional mix, which is the four elements. Okay, because you need these four elements of marketing mix is to inform, to persuade, and to remind your potential buyers. Okay, so next is, okay, this is the role of the promotion in the marketing mix. Okay, if you see here, the overall of the marketing objective and also the target market, you know who is your target markets in terms of the you choose of the demography, geography, and so on. And then the marketing mix. The marketing mix is the 4 P's, okay, which is product, place, promotions, and price. So now we are talking the one of the elements in the marketing mix, which is promotions in this chapter. Okay, promotion, they have the promotional mix, okay, which is they have 4 elements, which is advertising, public relations, sales promotions, and also personal selling. Okay. Okay, so competitive advantage. Okay, when talk about competitive advantage, what are unique about your product and services if compared to your competitors, right? So this is the unique, that the unit that you should have, the advantage that you should have in your product or services in order to compete with your competitors. Okay, in order to your target market will choose you rather than they choose your competitors. So competitive advantage is the set of unique features, okay, that company and its product that perceived by the target market. Okay, so such a features which is high product quality, rapid delivery, low price, excellent service, or unique features. Okay. Okay, this is the features, the unique features that in order you to achieve the competitive advantage, what you should have, the unique features. Okay, so okay, this is a review outcomes. Okay, for the LO1. Okay, we proceed to next outcome, which is describe the communications process. Okay, communication. Okay, communication is the process by which we exchange or share meanings through a common set of symbols. Okay, so when the company when they develop a new product, okay, or they change from the old one, okay, so of course they they do innovation, they come up with a new product, okay, develop new product or change the old one. Of course they will try to increase the sales, betul tak? How they want to increase the sales is through the communications. The communications, which is they have to communicate and selling the message to the potential customers. But how? Okay, so marketers communicate information about the products to the target market. Okay, and also they will use a various of the public through its promotions programs. Okay, so communication is a way, is the process to is a process to exchange the informations or to share the informations about the product or services, okay, to the target market. Okay, especially when they come up with especially when they develop a new product or they come out a new product from the old product or service, so they need they have to put an effort in communication in order to share the informations or the benefit or to create the awareness to their target market. Okay, so marketing communications, they have the two categories, which is interpersonal communication and mass communications. Okay, so interpersonal communications is which is basically the communication is directly, okay, which is direct, like face to face communications, which is between two or more people. Okay, so this interpersonals are basically is direct communications. Okay, mass communication is involve communications in the large audience. Okay, they have to use like mass media, for example like televisions, newspaper, or internet, which is they want the communication is through the mass media, which is focused to all, okay, in a big crowd, in a big audience, okay, in a big group. So they can go for televisions, newspaper, or internet. Okay, in order to communicate with their target market. Interpersonal communication is face to face, more to direct communications. Okay, so this is the marketing communications. As a sender is to inform. Okay, the sender is the marketers. Okay, they are how they want to inform, to persuade, and to remind their customers, okay, their target market ataupun the potential buyers. And as a receiver, they have to develop the message, they have to adapt the messages and spot new communications opportunities. Okay, so I will proceed next. This is the process communication. Okay, the communication process. This communication process, okay, if you see, it start from sender. Okay, sender, which is the marketing manager, the advertising manager, the advertising agencies. Yeah, so they will encoding the message, which is through advertisements, sales presentations, from the store displays, coupons, ataupun press release. Okay, so that's called as encoding message. Okay, the encoding the message. Okay, next step is where message channel. Message channel is through the media, the salespersons, the retail store, and also the local news show. Okay, for example, news show. So in between that, I mean, like in dalam process of the in the process of the message channel, of course there are the noise which will interrupt the message. Okay, which is interrupt by the other advertisements, news articles, or other store displays. Okay, then is proceed to the next step, which is decoding the message. Decoding the message is a step where the receiver will interpret of the message. Okay, then the next step, which is receiver will which is the receiver is the customers, and also the viewers or the listener, the news media, and also client. Okay, so when they receive the message and they will reply with the feedback channel, which is how they reply it, how they give a feedback through the market research, sales result, whether good response in the market, the sales is increased, it shows that people like your products or service. Okay, or change in the market share. Okay, so this is the communications process. Okay, so okay, this is a review for the LO2, the outcomes of this subtopic. Okay, basically sender is started with sender, and then encode the message and transmit the message. Message is received through the message channel. Okay, through the message channel, and then they decode the message that was understood, and they will give a feedback. Okay, next, which is explain the goal of promotion. Okay, so basically I hope that you are clear about about the communication process before I move to the next point. Okay, again, the encoding message. Okay, the encoding message is the conversation of the sender idea and also thoughts into a message. Okay, usually in the form of words or sign. Okay, maybe in dalam bentuk words or pictures. Okay, and then message is transmissions. Okay, which is this message transmission. Of course, they will require a channel, which is what channel that you're going to use. Okay, which is voice ke, radios ke, ataupun radio ke, newspaper, computer, or other communication mediums. Okay, then of course in between that they have some interruption, which is noise. Noise, that anything that can interfere, okay, that can make the slowdown of the transmissions of the informations ataupun the message, okay. And then mana tadi, noise, and then decoding the message, which is mean that apa dia, the receiver who will decode the message, okay. Decoding is the interpretation of the message or the symbols that sent by the sender, okay, I mean that through the channel, okay. So then last is receiver, okay. Receiver is where the decoding the message is receiver, okay. Receiver, which is the customer and so on. After that they will give feedback. Feedback is the receiver, the receiver response to the message, to a message in the direct feedback, okay, to the sender, okay. So maybe the feedback is sounds like I agree, I happy with the products, okay. Maybe in terms of the sales feedback, or the gesturing feedback and so on, okay. Okay, I hope that you are clear about the communications process. And then okay, next is sekejap ya. Alamak, again. Okay, so next is promotionals, communication process. Okay. Okay, the goal of promotions. The goal of promotions, we explain the goal of promotions, yeah. So this goal promotions, okay. Of course, to ensure that you achieve your promotion strategy or achieve the goal of your promotions, okay. You will face you by informing, by reminding, and to persuade the target audience, okay. They have the stages, okay, where you can inform, when you will reminding, and when is the time that you can do persuading, okay. So informing is the is where you will inform the informative promotion sake, yeah, which is you convert into existing needs, in order you want to stimulate the interest of the new products. Basically, informing ni when is you develop a new product in the market, okay. So in this stage, normally in this part, by informing, normally or generally this stage is, I mean like not this stage, this situation is where is the I mean that this the early stage of the product cycle, life cycle, okay, which is you are introduce a new products in the market, new product or service in the market, okay. This stage is where you are develop a new product. So basically this stage you are doing you will inform your target market, your audience, about the new products, okay. So next is persuading. Persuading is where is the persuasive promotions, which is designed to stimulate a purchase or taking action, okay. The customers, the target market will take action after you persuade them, okay. So persuasion normally become a main promotion goal, okay, when the product is already enter into growth stage, okay, in the product life cycle, okay. So you will persuade them because it's already the growth stage. So it's the stage where you have to persuade your customers, your target market, to purchase your product or service. Okay, so then next is reminding. Reminding is a reminder promotion, which is normally they use to keep the product or brand name in the market, in the public mind, okay, in the customer mind. So this type of promotions issues is normally during the maturity stage of the life product cycle, okay, where that time is you want to you want to remind them that your product is still in the market, okay, walaupun they have many other new product in the market, but your product is still in the market, so you want to remind them. Okay, so basically they have three goals of promotion, which is informative promotion, persuasive promotions, and also reminder promotions. Okay, so basically informative is where you want to increase the sales, you want to increase the awareness, and for the new products or new brand. And then you in this stage is where you will explain how the product works, you will suggest a new use of the product, and also to build the company image. The persuasive promotion, basically in that situation you are encouraged for the brand switching, or you are influence customer to buy now, or changing the customer perceptions of the product attributes. Okay, and the third is the reminder promotions, is where in these situations you are reminding your consumers where to buy the product and to maintain the consumer awareness about your products or service. Okay, so actually here is already explained the point that I mentioned just now. Okay, next is the promotional mix. Okay, the elements of the promotional mix is advertising, public relations, sales promotions, and also personal selling. Okay, this is the combinations of the promotion tools used to reach the target market and fulfill the organization overall goals. Okay, so we go straight to first element, which is advertising. Okay, advertising is any form of impersonal, which is one-way paid communication in which the sponsor or company is identified. Okay, like advertising media, like we normally use, we can see, not normally use, that we normally nampak, we see on the market, in the media, which is televisions, radio, newspaper, magazine. These all we call as advertising media. Okay, and then now they have a new advertising media in the current new era, which is normally what we can see the advertising through the internet. Okay, banner, viral marketing, email, or interactive video. Okay, so they have a traditional and new advertising. Okay, traditional is like basically that we can see dari dulu, we can see on billboard, transit cards. Okay, transit card is transit cards, which mean that you advertise your products or your brand, that you normally can see the advertisement on the you nampak iklan advertisement dekat bus, dekat bus stop, dekat taxi, dekat buses, all tu is a we call as transit cards. Okay, public relations, the second element. The marketing function that evaluates public attitudes, identify the areas within the organization that the public may be interested in, and executes a program of actions to learn public understanding and acceptance. Okay, public relation is like you do promotions through public relations, like you do CSR work, you do donations, like is under CSR work, yeah, or you sponsor events and so on. That's called as a public relations. Okay, why you go for the public relations? Because you want to maintain the positive image of the company, and of course you want to educate the public about the company objective, and you want to introduce a new product or support the sales effort or generate favorable publicity. Okay, so public relation is helps the organization to communicate with the customers, to the suppliers, okay, to the government officials, okay, ataupun to the employees, okay, and the community in which it operates. Okay, basically is help the organization to communicate with them, okay, through the public relations. Okay, so personal selling. Personal selling is a purchase situations involving a person paid for communication between two people in an attempt to influence each other. Okay, personal selling is like they have here two types, which is traditional selling or relationship selling. Okay, traditional selling is apa dia, traditional method normally that personal selling in like they do how to say, traditional selling is like macam they do the presentation to one or more prospective buyers, okay, or in order to develop the relationship in between the salesperson and the buyer. Okay, that is called as traditional selling. Okay, so the relationship selling is where you develop no relationship selling is where you develop the relationship in between you and the buyer through the personal selling promotional mix. Okay, like you do face to face, over the phone or online or personal selling. This is the traditional selling. Okay, and then is the way that you can focus on building the long-term relationship rather than you making one-time sales in apa dia, with your buyer. Okay, so this is what called as the personal selling. You go for the direct, like one-to-one, or I mean like paid for the communication between two people, okay, which is attempt to influence each other. And then it can be personal selling, for example, like you go for the online personal selling, direct marketing and so on. Okay, which is a good way, and also it's not a good way, it's an effective way where for company look for the long-term relationship. They think that by doing this personal selling is can build the long-term relationship in between the buyer and the seller. Okay, okay, so next is sales promotion. Sales promotions is where marketing activities other than personal selling, advertising and publication. Sales promotion is to stimulate the consumer buying and dealer effectiveness. Okay, so this generally in a short run tools that use to stimulate the immediate increase in demand. So they go for the sales promotions. Okay, and then what normally they do in sales promotions, okay, which is they give a free samples contest. Okay, free sample contest they normally give to the end consumers. Okay, premium trade show normally company employees will do it. Vacation giveaway coupons is those for the trade customers. Okay, this is the sales promotion that can be used in order to fasten the sales response. Okay, so next is characteristic of the elements in the promotional mix. Okay, if you see on this first line is advertising, public relations, sales promotion, personal selling, and the mode of communications. The different in between them, which is advertising is indirect and impersonal. Public relations is usually indirect and impersonal. Sales promotions usually indirect also and impersonal. But we go personal selling is direct and face to face. Okay, communicator control over situation low for advertising. For public relation, moderate to low. For sales promotion, moderate to low. But for personal selling, the communicator control over situation is high. Okay, so I guess this one you can read your own. Okay, so basically, okay, here is the review of this subtopic, the elements of the promotional mix. Okay, so public relation is to maintain image and to educate the consumers. Okay, advertising is to reach the mass. Okay, the sales promotion is to stimulate the purchase, and the personal selling is to build the relationship. Basically, when you go for the direct communication, one-to-one, okay, is how you want to build a long-term relationship between you and your buyer. Okay, bila kita communicate direct dengan the buyer or the seller, of course we feel like macam more comfortable, and we can ask lagi banyak soalan that we tend to ask, okay, before we purchase and so on. Okay, that is you can build the relationship. Okay, so next point, next subtopic is promotional goals and IDA concept. Okay, so IDA concept is, IDA is stand for attention, interest, desire, and action. Okay, so this model that outline the process of achieving the promotional goals in terms of stages of consumer involvement with the message. Basically, this concept, okay, this concept is the how to get someone to buy the goods or service. Okay, so this is the way how you use the concept to take actions, some action in order to make sure that people to get someone to buy your goods or services. Basically, you use this concept, okay, so in order to achieve the promotional goals. Okay, so IDA concept is this model, which is people will go for, like, consumer will respond the marketing message. Okay, when you go for IDA concept, okay, basically this stage where the consumer will involve in the promotional message. Okay, so this model will propose the consumer to respond in marketing message by thinking, feeling, and doing. Okay, these three things, thinking and feelings and doing, after you by using this IDA concept to achieve the promotional goal, this will help the consumers to respond the marketing message, okay, through the IDA concepts. So when you use the IDA concept, when you apply the IDA concept, basically you will receive your target market or your audience will think about it, will feel, and will doing it, okay, on your product effort. Okay, so first, the promotion manager will focus on how to attract the potential buyer. Okay, so first they will go for the attractions. Okay, which is you want to get attention, so you go for attraction, how to attract a person attention by giving the training for the salesperson to use a friendly greeting or approach and so on. Okay, next is a good sales presentation. You have to demonstrate and also advertise in order to create interest. Okay, I for interest, okay, in the product, by illustrating the features which is can satisfy the consumer's needs and wants, okay, their desire and so on. So and then that's why they I said just now, can illustrate how the product features which is will satisfy the consumer needs and also arouse the desire. D. Okay, and then final, which is which last final is action. Okay, action is where when the special offer or the strong closing sales is achieved. I mean, like when they go into that reach, so you maybe use to obtain the purchase actions. Okay, after that you use the concept attention, interest, desire, the customer desire on it, they arouse a desire based on the illustration of the product features. Then when the customer is satisfied, they arouse a desire, and of course they will purchase actions. Okay, so it's called AIDA. Okay, this AIDA stands for attention, interest, desire, and actions. Okay, so so I hope you are clear about AIDA. First is attention, is to create awareness and to gain the attention for the new products. Okay, normally like this stage is where go for when you develop or you do innovations a new product line. Okay, so the promotion had to get the customer attention, okay, and to create the awareness. Then interest, as I said, simple awareness of the brand seldom lead to the sales. Maknanya when they create sales, okay, they want to create their interest on the products through, like interest of the buyer. And then desire is where potential customer, they are, when they are satisfied their needs, that products, their product features are apa kata like achieve their requirement. Okay, they satisfy the arouse of the desire will increase. Desire to know about the product, look more into the product. Okay, and then lastly is action. Action is where they purchase the product. Okay, if you see in the ebook, they have an example of the AIDA concept. Okay, so here also written. Okay, cognitive is thinking, feeling, and doing. Okay, here also show that okay, during the attention, the product or service, attention by the they will do advertising, they will apply the promotional mix. Okay, this is the AIDA concept and the relationship with the promotional mix. So in this part is where attention, they will go for the advertising and public relations. They want to introduce the products in the market, so they go for attention, they look for attentions. Then it create interest. Interest is where the interest is where they create the interest is through the advertising, the public relations, and also personal selling. And then the next is desire. Desire is created through the public relations, sales promotions, and personal selling. Like, oh, if you buy this, you will get coupon, you will get extra points, and so on. Okay, then they desire to buy or not. Okay, and they say that this product, good features will fulfill their requirements and will satisfy them. So it will create desire. And then last stage is, last part, which is of the idea concept, is actions. Action is where you go for personal selling. Okay, they want to purchase the products. Okay, so next is the factors that affect the promotional mix. Okay, these factors affecting the promotional mix. Okay, they have a factors will affect the promotional mix, which is the nature of the products, like the product, like if you go like, it doesn't mean that all product or service are suitable if you do for advertising. Maybe you go for the personal selling, for example, like insurance. Okay, well, in the nature of the insurance life policy, they better go for the personal selling rather than advertising. Because why? People are those before they want to purchase a policy. Of course, they want to know more about the information, what they cover, berapa banyak disease they cover, how much in a year, how much is the life insurance will cover for the year, and what is the other benefit if compared to other insurance. Okay, so the nature of the product, it depends on the nature of product when you go for what promotional mix do you choose. Okay, and then stage or in PLC. Stage in PLC is where for example, like stage in PLC, you go for first stage, which is introduction. Okay, introduction. The pre-introduction publicity is like advertising. Okay, introduction publicity is like advertising, but when go for the stage when you go for the growth stage, this is heavy use of advertising and public relations, which is to create the awareness, sales promotions, and for trial. Basically, this is still in the introduction stage. Okay, when go for the growth stage is where the advertising, PR, and brand loyalty, personal selling for distribution. They go for personal selling because they not start for purchasing. When the buyer want to purchase, they want to take action, we go for the personal selling. Okay, masa introduction there's no personal selling, but go when the sampai stage of growth too, yes, they look for the personal selling. Okay, and then maturity stage, of course, the advertising will decrease, the sales promotions, and then they go for sales promotion in order they want the apa orang kata, they repeat purchase on the product, so they go for the promotionals, sales promotions, giving coupons, membership, and so on, the extra points, discount, and so on, can. So that is in maturity stage. The decline stage is where advertising, public relation is decreased. Okay, and then personal selling for distributions. Okay, so and they decline also when they go for advertising, publication drastically decrease, and the sales promotion and personal selling is maintained at the low levels. Basically, the buyer look for the new product in the market and so on. Okay, so this is what mean as a stage in PLC. Okay, when you go for the stage in PLC, you know what elements promotional mix which is suitable by stage. Okay, stage by stage, sorry. And then target market factors. Okay, target market characteristic, when you can use advertising, sales promotions, and less personal selling. Okay, widely scattered market, of course you go for advertising. To inform the buyer, you go for advertising, sales promotions. Okay, and then brand loyal repeat purchase. Okay, you less for personal selling because they are repeating purchase less. Okay, so it depends on the target market characteristic also. You have to consider what elements of promotional mix that you should choose. And then types of buying decision. Okay, types of buying decision. Okay, whether type of buying decision. Okay, the promotional mix also depends on the types of buying decision, routine or complex. Okay, kalau routine is like you go for advertising and sales promotions. Okay, routine consumer decisions like buying toothpaste, routine. So calls this brand or remind the consumer about the brand. So basically they go for advertising and sales promotions. Okay, coupon and so on. And then neither routines nor complex, which is this part is they will go for advertising and public relations. Okay, this part which is help to establish the awareness for the goods, for the product or service. Okay, and then complex buying decision is where more extensively involved. Okay, because they rely on the large amount of information to help them to reach the purchase. So they go for personal selling and print advertising. Print advertising, like for example magazine and so on. Why? Because in this complex decisions, they look for more informations about the brand, the product, or before they make a purchase decision. Okay, so this is the type of buying decision. Also, you have to consider is also important role in by choosing the elements of promotional mix. And the available funds. This available fund is the cost that okay, of course when a fund are available, okay, to permit the mixed promotional elements, so firm will generally try to optimize the return on the promotions dollars by minimize the cost. Okay, so in this cost to reaching one of the target market, the cost per contact is very high for the personal selling, public relations and sales promotion like sampling or demonstrations. So of course available fund is actually depends on how much budget that you have in order you want to choose the elements of the promotional mix. Okay, so the cost per contact is very high if you go for the personal selling or public relation or sales promotion, because like you giving a sampling or demonstrations. Okay, so it depends on what elements, it depends on the fund that you have in to invest in the promotional mix. Okay, so here they say trade off with the fund available, number of people in target market, quality of communication needed. Okay, what level of quality that you needed in communications. Okay, if you need a high quality, you can go for the personal selling because you can reach one-to-one, face-to-face. Okay, relative cost to promotional elements, basically the cost of the promotional element and what budget that you have to choose. Okay, normally big company, they have a big budget, big investment in promotional mix. Okay, next is push or pull strategy. Okay, push and pull strategy is where this part the manufacturer may use aggressive like personal selling and trade advertising to convince. Okay, this is in push strategy. Okay, if you see the manufacturer promote to wholesaler promote to retailer promote to consumer buys from retailer. Okay, this is called as push strategy. Push strategy is where that manufacturer they may use the aggressive personal selling or trade advertising in order to convince a wholesaler or retailer, which is to carry and to sell their products, okay, or service. Okay, that's it called push strategy. Kalau so the wholesaler will, I mean, like, that one is a push. Okay, so the seller, they will go for they must often push the products or the brand by persuading the retailer to handle the goods. Okay, so the retailer then use the advertising, display, and any other form in order to convince the consumer to buy the products. Okay, however, pull strategy is where pull strategy is manufacturer promotes to consumer. Okay, then consumer demand product from retailer, retailer demand product from wholesaler, wholesaler demand product from manufacturer. So the manufacturer promote to consumer. Basically, in this strategy, pull strategy, the manufacturer will focus on promotional effort on end consumer. Okay, so like contohnya, for example, like macam Nestle, Procter and Gamble, okay, they all they use the pull strategy, which is they will put effort on the promotional, and they will put effort on promotions direct to the consumer, which is they buat promo advertisings or which is from the manufacturer. Okay, kalau push tadi, which for example, like they buy product from the manufacturer and they go for promotional effort, like Tesco, they have varieties of product, household product and so on. Okay, that's called push. Kalau pull strategy, for example, like Nestle, Procter and Gamble, they do the promotional mix effort from the manufacturer. Okay. Okay, so review for this: factors affecting promotional mix. Okay, nature of the product life cycle, target market characteristic, type of buying decision, fund available, and push and pull strategy. So okay, that's all for this chapter. I think this chapter is quite simple and interesting. I hope you are clear. If you have any questions regarding this chapter, you may ask me directly. Okay, thank you very much.